tell me, um, before we get to the tournament,
Sure.
in terms of the playing, hosting the tournament? We're not exactly in Bowling Green.
hmm
We're a little east. Um, Tell me quickly what led into picking the venue, making it all work, behind the scenes.
Yeah, so this conversation started a number of years ago. Brian Yunkin, who is involved in the ownership group of this golf course, graduated from BG in the early 90s. He's really motivated to growing the game of golf, through junior golf tournaments, high school, college, amateur events run by the state. So several years ago, he approached me and he said, I really want to host something out here for college. And I said, it's not our turn for a while, but I think this would be the perfect venue for the MAC championship. And he was all in straight away. Chris Fry, the general manager, who's been here for a number of years, they got to talking and ended up hosting the women's tournament last year, which was great. Gave them an opportunity to kind of see how it went. They knew we were coming, win, lose, or draw at that point. But it really helped us get an idea for how the golf course was going to play, how we should set it up, and the hospitality was fantastic. They made us feel at home all week. So really grateful for all of that and the way things came together.
And take me through some thoughts on how you think your team performed.
Sure. There were a lot of peaks and valleys throughout the week. Ultimately, we finished the tournament where we were seated going in. We had higher expectations and hopes than that. We were showing that for 2 days. We were right in the mix. We were a good day away from knocking off some teams that we had a tough time beating all year. Our second rounds have been strong all spring season. That's been our best round, and it showed yesterday down the stretch. We played great golf to close out our final 9 yesterday. Had some good vibes coming in here today. Obviously, the conditions changed a bunch, and we didn't handle it well. A couple guys had a tough start getting off the box. We had 3 guys playing well, but when you're counting 4, you gotta have everybody going. So Evan really, just can't say enough about the week Evan had from start to finish, closing out with a 6th place finish here, almost making all tournament team. Darren had a great round yesterday. Luke had an unbelievable back 9 to come back to level par yesterday. We had a lot of good things going, but there's 54 holes. You're playing golf for 15, 18 hours over the course of a tournament, and there's not a lot of room for error. And today, with the windy conditions, tough hole locations, everything like that, every mistake is amplified, and that's what we saw, and that was really the undoing in terms of our score. Now, there's some things. Obviously, the off season is going to be huge for us to tidy up these areas of the game that we need to be successful when the conditions get turned up like this, and it's championship golf. Because you were seeing a PGA Tour, USGA type challenge here today, and Kent State, the highest rated team, really separated themselves from the pack. It was a close race going into today when the conditions were really nice, and they showed why they were the highest rated team coming in here, and also their player Jordan Gilkison winning the golf tournament as well. So I think from that perspective, the golf course proved to be a test of golf that identified the strongest player and team.
Tell me about your seniors.
Yeah.
Day today.
Yeah, you got 4 seniors. They all got here in different ways. You got Darren started here. I had him for all 4 to see the growth and maturity of not only his game, but the way he carries himself, and he's just a professional in everything that he does. Just really grateful to have had him for 4 years. We got Luke Evans, who joined us after junior college, so we had him for 2, and closed out his career pretty strong. It was a tough day today, but he didn't miss the field average by much, and really happy for him to have put together a couple strong rounds leading into that. Xander Gibson, man, he probably ended up being one of my favorite guys I ever had off the course. He's so much fun to talk to. He knows more random facts than anyone I've ever met in my life. He could probably recite the order of every player picked in the draft the last few days. He's such a fun guy. And then Evan Johnson, I saved him for last because he had a great week this week. But we only had him for 1 year. We were fortunate that he graduated from the D2 environment in 3 years, and he still had one left. And he came to us, and he was an impact player all year. He pretty much played the year at the number 2 slot from start to finish, and finishes his career in the number 1 slot here in the MAC championship. Again, almost making the tournament team, which is a pretty special honor. We haven't had a guy finish that high for at least 5 years. I think Hoffland was the last one to do it when he was in the final group and in contention, but Evan may have knocked him out of that spot. So to have a Falcon up at the top of the leaderboard, I know the team stuff didn't go as we hoped today, but we still had something to celebrate there with Evan closing out, playing under par through his last stretch of holes here. I think he was 1 under on the back 9 this week, and that's just a really special thing to do in the conditions that we played.
And lastly, for you, Coach, tell me about your senior Darren Hudak being top 2, if not number 1 in scoring.
Yeah, we think he's got it. We'll have to go run the numbers again just to be sure. And it really just speaks to the way he trains, practices, manages his time, like everything, every box there is, he was checking for 4 years. And ultimately that leads to having a career scoring mark. And the thing about Darren was, even though he wasn't winning golf tournaments, he was never out of the game. And that's what made him a great college player, is that he was relevant every day. He brought it every day. And even when his game was off, he was still contributing and putting something down that was valuable. And that's how you set records, is bringing it every day. So I really appreciate that about him, and I really hope that ends up being the mark, because it truly is a reflection of how a record holder or a champion goes about their business. And tough one for him today, but still he shot a couple of really good rounds leading up to that, and he had a great season. And I don't think he finished out of the top half of a field all season, really. So, I mean, that's just that's an awesome achievement.
Take me through just your overall feelings of the tournament itself, on how you think you performed.
Obviously, today didn't go as I wanted it to. But I was proud of my bounce back yesterday after a tough 18th hole on the first day. And I mean, overall, I'm proud of how I fought through this week. Like I said, it's going to sting a little bit, but once I look back and reflect on things, I know I'll be proud of myself.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my performance this week. The last couple weeks, I haven't played quite the golf I wanted, but I knew the game was there. And I was really able to dig in this off week and put a lot into my preparation. Showed on the course, which was really nice. And I'm just happy to cap off college career with a nice solid finish. To have my dad here to watch, he's been my coach since I was young. So that was really special for me to have that kind of last college round and come full circle. And today didn't go as planned. I thought I hit a lot of good golf shots. It's just really tough out there. The golf course had some teeth to it today. So really strong first 2 days, and today I'd still chalk up as a pretty good day, despite the score not being quite as good. So
yeah, so you just touched on what was going to be my last question, but we'll move that one up. How much does it mean to have your family here supporting you all 3 days?
Yeah, I mean, for me it's awesome. Like I said, my dad's been my coach. I've had a couple. I've gone and seen some other people too, but my dad's been my primary coach since I was little, and he's always been the biggest fan of me when it comes to golf, so that was awesome. And my family's supported me through my whole college golf journey. They've allowed me in the summer to still compete in amateur golf, not have to work quite full-time. I've been lucky to have the job that I have that's allowed me to compete and continue to elevate my game. So they've always been so supportive of me, and I was glad to have them here.
Yeah, similar to Evan, my dad's the one who got me into golf, and he was my coach up until pretty much high school. But I mean, ever since I got a new instructor, he's still been my biggest supporter and helping me with working through my struggles. And making sure I don't get too cocky during the highs. So, I mean, just to have him here these last 3 days is, I mean, it was really good. There's not much else to say about it. Yeah.
And through everything, there may be some adversity with you not having scholarship to start. You had to really work hard.
Yeah.
And now you're at the end. I don't know if you put these thoughts together yet. It's just been about 15 minutes. But what are some raw feelings from beginning to end on hard work paying off?
Yeah, I mean, to commit on no money as a 18-year-old high school student, I guess it was probably 17 years old at the time, and to see what the grind has given me throughout, I mean, especially the last 2-3 years. It's been really cool. Definitely very proud of myself. Golf's a pretty boring sport to practice at. A lot of long hours at the course and inside over the winter. But I mean, it's all paid off. And going back to my dad, I mean, he's been the one to keep me motivated and pushing me through when I wanted to quit a lot of times. So.
Now, I know we're not exactly in Bowling Green, but we are the host school. What does it mean to you and the team to be the host team this year?
Well, it is really cool. First off, our host, Brian, the general manager, founder of Pinnacle, he's got a phenomenal place here. So that was awesome to be able to host on this venue. The course was fantastic. We had really good hospitality all week. And then I saw a lot of, especially on Sunday when there was no class, there was a lot of BG people out here. So that was really cool. I made a joke with Coach on the first tee that I've never had that big of a gallery watch me hit before, so I was a little nervous. But that was it was cool to be the host team, and it was a great golf course to host it at.
Yeah, kind of building off that, Sunday and Monday, we had our freshmen who weren't playing come down and stay in the same hotel. Got to hang out with them after the round on Sunday, and they followed us on Monday. And getting their support, I know, I mean, finals week is this week. They had plenty of other things to do, but for them to come down here and watch us was really meant a lot. And as Evan said, there were quite a few crowds out there today, this past week. Definitely got a lot of claps. So that was a good thing to feel. And the MAC championship is always special because of that.
We had 2 great days of competition, and then today was a little different. Quickly, how did you battle through all the adversity with the wind and a little bit of a weather delay, but not really too much of a factor towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, I had an interesting start. I didn't make a par until my 9th hole of the day. It felt like I was going bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, birdie, bogey. And then I found a few holes there where I got a little bit of a rhythm going, and then I hit a couple uncommitted swings that found some of the tough spots out here. And the wind was unrelenting, but it's nothing that we haven't seen. I mean, Stone Ridge is plenty windy most of the spring. So just you got to be focused on every single shot on this course, and with the weather the way it was, it just made it that much more important.
Yeah, today was a tough battle. Not to say the golf course is tough to begin with, so it was a good battle the first 2 days, but today added another element, and I felt like I hit a lot of good shots out there today that just didn't quite work out, whether it be a couple missed numbers with wind not calculated quite right, but it just added another element, and the course played way firmer and faster than it had the prior 2 days just because of the wind drying it out. And I just told myself I have to keep hanging in there. Even at a little stretch in the front 9 today where it didn't go quite my way, but kept on hanging in there and battled to shoot 1 under on the back 9. I was very proud of that in very tough conditions. So it was a good test today, but if you're going to, it was a fun day for a championship to be decided, that's for sure. It identified who was playing good golf.
And then last question for you,
Okay.
Darren. Got to crunch the numbers, but what does it mean to be top 2 in all-time scoring in BGSU men's golf history?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. As I said, freshman year me probably wouldn't have seen that coming, and it's a testament to the hard work and support that I've gotten from Coach Powers and our assistants throughout the years. And I mean, my team at home and my parents, I mean, everybody just continuing to believe in me and make me believe in myself was a big part of that. And I mean, it wasn't never a goal of mine. I just kind of wanted to do my best each day to get the most out of my practices, workouts, you name it, and to end up as top 2, maybe top 1. It's really cool. Yeah, it's special.